So now that we've got our bot talking, you may be wondering how you can get different voices for your text-to-speech system, especially if you don't like the default voice. So the reason that I didn't put this in the last video is because I couldn't figure it out before actually recording it. However, since then I learned how to fix the issue that I was having that was preventing me from getting different voices. So here's how it works. The first thing you need to do is you need to create a variable that can change. So we need to have a let variable. We're going to call this TTS Voices. So this is going to hold all of the voices that we can use. And this is going to be equal to speech synthesis dot get voices, like so. And at first, I thought that this is all that I needed to do. However, I found out on Stack Overflow, and I will leave this article in the description, that the TTS voices that are available do not actually load in right away whenever a page is loaded. And what you need to do is you need to set up a interval to check if the TTS voices have been loaded in so that you can then apply them whenever they are available. So what we're going to do is we are going to create another variable that is going to hold an interval. We're just going to call this voices interval. And this is going to be equal to a set interval, which is going to be the same kind of setup that we did for our alert queue, which you've seen before. And we're going to have this with the two arguments of a function, like we've done many times before, and a timer of 1 second, which is going to be 1000 milliseconds. So this will run every 1 second. And within the function, we want to simply run again the TTS voices equals speech synthesis dot get voices, like so. And what the speech synthesis dot get voices function returns is an array. And if the voices are not available yet, this is going to just return an empty array, or an array of length 0. So what we want to do is, for every second that passes after the initial load, we want to try and load in the TTS voices again. And we also want to see if we have actually successfully done so. And the way that we do that is we say, if the length of the TTS voices is greater than 0, that means we've loaded in the voices that are available to us. And if that's the case, what we want to do is we want to console log out the TTS voices variable itself, so that if we wanted to, we could see in the browser which voices are available to us as an array. However, we are going to just put out a random voice for every TTS alert. And so if the TTS voices is greater than 0, we're going to console.log out the voices themselves. And then we want to clear the interval so that we no longer are using that processing power to check for voices that are already available. And that's it for that. And then next, in order to apply the voice in question, so like I said, in my case, I want to just have a random voice applied. So in our run alert queue, we are going to come into where we actually run the TTS commands. And we say right after the message text, we want to say that the message.voice is equal to a single element in the TTS array, or the TTS voices array. So we're going to say TTS voices at the element, and we want this to be random, we're going to run some math. We're going to say math.floor. So we want this to always round down. And within this, we want to have a random selection. So math.random, which usually just gives you a value between 0 and 1. And then we want to multiply that by the length of the TTS voices array, so that it will give us one of the random TTS voices. And because we have two potential places for this to run, we will just copy this. And this is for the initial run of the TTS alert, or just the alert queue in general. And then this is for every subsequent alert that happens after it. So right here as well, we'll just come down after the message text and paste in the same thing. And this is how you get more voices for your text-to-speech system within your bot. If you want a specific voice for your TTS system, what you can do is you can open your browser to whatever address that you have your overlay coming in from. So in my case, it's just localhost 4001. And then open up your Chrome DevTools. This is easiest in Chrome. So open up your Chrome DevTools and you will see an array there that shows all of the text-to-speech voices that are available to you. So you can put in the specific number right here of the voice that you want, and it will always have that specific text-to-speech voice. And I will also leave a link in the description to where you can unlock more voices that come with Windows instead of just like the standard US text-to-speech ones. So you can also unlock the British voices or the Irish voices, and all of the stuff that comes default with Windows. I'll leave a link for that in the description as well. So in the next video, we will work on a auto shout-out system in order to give support to the streamers that you really care about in an automatic fashion. So thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.